Hey, I'm Jack Harlow, and this is my life in 10 songs. This is Dust by Van Hunt.
You had a specific order for this. Can you talk a little bit about why this is kicking it off?
Because it feels like my earliest memory of a favorite song, and I essentially wanted to try and give you a chronological layout of my life best I could. Essentially, this song is one of my introductions to music. It's one of the first songs I ever was attached to. My dad used to play it back when we lived in Shelbyville, a little outside of Louisville. So I just have an emotional connection to hearing this song. On the way home, my dad would play it a couple minutes from the house and try to race into the driveway before the song would end. So it became a bit of a ritual in our family. But crazy story is, a few years ago, I think I was in Cannes, France, and for whatever reason, I had the opportunity to meet Halle Berry. So I was like, oh, would you like to meet Halle? I'm like, of course, I'd love to meet Halle Berry. On the way there, they were like, oh, she'll also be with her boyfriend, partner, fiance, Van Hunt. And I was like, Van Hunt? So when I pulled up, obviously I was excited to meet Halle, but I just grabbed Van Hunt and just embraced him and told him a lot of what I just told you. And I called my dad on FaceTime, and my dad eyes were watering. I was like, it's Van Hunt. And I told Van Hunt this, he couldn't believe it. And now me and Van are friends. I shared my album with him before it came out. He does the same with his music, and we just, from a distance, started to build a really nice relationship. So this song just is all the way around, means a lot to me. There's a kinship, not only musically. I mean, this song, I'd like to think, shaped me making an album like Monica, because that type of music just appealed to me at such a young age, and it's what my dad loved. So it's a perfect example of some of the music I was hearing growing up that would make me want to make something melodic and smooth and soulful.
Never thought that I would be the one with the winning hand.
Drive Slow, Kanye West.
You was the Chi-Town version of Baby, and I was just a virgin of Baby. One of the reasons I looked up to him crazy.
It's just one of my favorite rap songs ever, and similar to the first song, this is an album I remember my mom buying on CD and playing in the car and telling me I could enjoy it, but there was a lot of words I was going to hear that I couldn't say. So this is just one of my earliest hip-hop memories, is this album as a whole. But the mood of this song is something I've been searching for, I feel like, my whole career, just production-wise alone. Just that moody nighttime. It's just very up my alley, everything about it. And it's one of my favorite albums ever. It's just another great brick in the foundation of my taste. My mom was a huge hip-hop fan since early in her life, so she was putting a lot of rap music in front of me and a lot of just up-tempo music in front of me. I mean, I vividly remember calling my mom when he told me to come work and he had posted. I mean, it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to the people around me. It meant a lot, especially because, you know, it was at a time when there was a lot of skepticism around me, which, you know, there may never stop being skepticism around me, but at the time it came at a very validating moment. It was nice. Yeah. Working with him was educational and inspiring, and it just made me want to get better because he just demanded better. Every verse I came up with, you could do better than that. And that's what I associate with him, is he talks about being a professional rapper. Are you a professional rapper or are you a rapper? Professionals give you excellent verses, so very enriching. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of perks that come from this career, but it's hard to put very many things above meeting the people that influence you and them telling you you're doing it right. Those are the priceless moments, to be honest. Because if you really love this for the craft, when you meet other craftsmen that helped you find your way and they say, oh yeah, I like what you're doing, it's like, for a moment you feel like your job is done. It obviously isn't, but for a moment you feel like, I could quit. I did it. Yeah.
You never know, homie. Might meet some hoes, homie. You need to pump your brakes and drive slow, homie.
Fergalicious by Fergie.
Fergalicious definition make them boys go loco. They want my treasures so they get their pleasures from my boats.
I remember I was in 5th grade and I tried to perform this song at the talent show. I did the audition and I wasn't shaking ass or anything, but I just liked the song. I just loved the tempo and I loved her rap verse on it. I loved Fergie. I mean, it's funny, First Class came from, it was a total passion project.
I've been throw up the sex in
because I was really trying to show some love to my younger self by sampling Glamorous. So Fergie has always been huge to me. I think I was young and deeply, I was 8 years old, but I was sexually attracted to her. Like, she was an awakening for me. But also, I love the music. Probably should have just said attracted. But I was speaking my truth. At that age, I was sure it was both. It's hard to say. When you're young and you're not searching for why, it's just, you just feel it. Yeah, they wouldn't let me perform it because it was too promiscuous. It was too explicit. So I ended up being staff at the talent show, like helping with lights or something. Yeah, man. Something about the minimalism of the stuff she and will.i.am worked on. I mean, Black Eyed Peas as a whole, I almost put one of the songs on Monkey Business on here, but I figured, there's a lot we want to cover. 2000s Black Eyed Peas, Fergie, just very influential to me. I think the space, the identity of all those songs, so much identity in the production. I mean, that song alone, just imagine me at 8, 9, 10 years old. That shit's a banger. It's just a banger. No two ways about it. And her rap verse in the middle, all the time I turn around, brothers gather around, always looking at me up and down, looking at my, that flow, that pocket, everything about that song shaped me. Really, yeah, love the Duchess.
Would you want to collab, like, for real?
Yeah, if we did it right, absolutely. Yeah.
And if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious. I blow kisses. That puts them boys on rock.
Till I collapse, Eminem with Nate Dogg.
Till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps. Long as you feel them to the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them.
When you're young, I'll just speak for me. When I was introduced to rap, so much of what resonated with me was the bravado and the empowerment that would come from listening to it. And so you listen to somebody with that much intensity, honestly, an intensity that my nature has never been able to match. We're just two different types of people, but at a young age, it was just very empowering to hear somebody rapping with so much confidence and such a chip on their shoulder. And as a whole, that's what was appealing about rap. I mean, when Drake came out, Lil Wayne, all these guys, they just could talk shit at such a high level that it made you, it still has that effect on me. The right song comes on in your headphones, it might as well be you for that moment. So it's just an early example of that. This guy is just angry and confident. It's just powerful. The best rap music is motivational. It just motivates you. Yeah, we didn't get to meet, but we talked on the phone and he said some great things that I really needed to hear at the time. But it was an honor. It was an absolute honor to work with him. That's one of my favorite things about this career is finding ways to bring things full circle. So that was another one. No, we haven't talked in a while, but I'd love to rekindle. Yeah.
Till the room comes off, till the lights go out, till my leg give out, can't shut my mouth.
You're a Jerk, New Boys.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
I would hear it at the roller skating rink. I would play it off my flip phone. When I first had a phone, I was in 6th grade, I would play it. I rapped on it. I think one time I just had my brother videotape me rapping along to it with a microphone. I love these songs that are just effortless and light. So much of what I was trying to do on even Come Home, the Kids Miss You was just find effortless pockets over just fun, spacious beats. I don't know. It's my shit. I just am so influenced by up-tempo West Coast hip-hop. I think those BPMs just speak to me. And they happen to be super prevalent out there, of course. New Boys was crucial to me. Not even just that song. Colors, I got colors that ain't even on the rainbow. Just music you could dance to. I just have always loved 95 to 110 BPM. That's just a pocket I rap on. I have big songs in that pocket. I love that space. When I think about Lovin' on Me, I think about this song. This high-end hi-hats, snares, claps that just have this airy quality to them. This song shaped me. And I think dance rap songs over time, they have this stigma attached to them as if they're vacuous and there's not enough substance to them, but they're so fun and they're so important and they're so infectious. And I just love infectious ass music. I think a beat like this is something I would pick. The song just huge part of my taste. New Boys as a whole, New Boys doesn't get enough credit, I think.
I'm a jerk, you ain't never lied, but hey, do me a favor, call me Jerk one more time.
You're a jerk.
I know.
You're a jerk.
I know.
Drop It Like It's Hot, Snoop Dogg and Pharrell. Favorite beat ever. It's my favorite beat of all time. What I love about this song and a lot of Pharrell's production is the plush cushion quality of it. It's not harsh. It knocks, but it's not harsh. It's boutique and cushion. It's like what we were trying to do on First Class is soft. It's what I was trying to do on Monica's, make things soft. So I love how plush Pharrell's production is. I love how groovy it is. You know, since I was young, it would sit in my head in a circle. Instead of this, it just would put you in a circle. And I think it just appeals to me. I mean, early in my career, we were just trying to copy Pharrell, really. I mean, Sundown, one of my earliest songs, is totally trying to be Eclipse Pharrell beat. Just so much of my taste. And even that BPM I like, that tempo I like, so much of it comes from him. I think Snoop has the best voice in hip-hop history. There's so much conviction in him. When he raps, you don't feel like he's trying to convince you of something or leaning into a character. You feel like it's breathing for him. And I always admire artists that it feels like breathing. I mean, I've seen Static Major talk about that. There's a great Static Major quote from some footage of him where he talks about music's easy. It's like breathing. I've been talking about that with a lot of my friends lately because I don't relate to that. Of course, I enter flow state and it does become easy sometimes, but I notice there are some artists where it's always easy and they're not attached to an outcome. And you just don't feel like Snoop is attached to an outcome. You feel like he's just existing. And I admire that.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So Fresh and So Clean, Outkast. Perfect song. Perfect song. My mom had all of Outkast CDs in the house, so I listened to a lot of Outkast early on. And that song was my first ringtone. It was So Fresh, So Clean. Caught the tail end of ringtones, and I threw that in there for that final year. Remember Outkast came to Louisville to the Fort Castle Festival on their sort of reunion run. I think that was 2015, 2014. And I saw them in concert in Louisville on the waterfront, the same place we threw my festival. Yeah, they just mean a lot to me. And this song is another perfect example of, I have songs like Sylvia, Warsaw, Already Best Friends, where I'm stacking my vocals and trying to get this sort of airy, crystalline sort of moodiness out of the vocal that I feel like I'm hearing with that. I don't think we've ever accomplished something like that, obviously, but that is the influence melodically. And it's just cool. I like shit that sounds cool. I like shit that sounds jazzy. And I love the way Outkast, they were pioneers of Southern rap, and they took that opportunity to name landmarks and streets they grew up on and describe Atlanta vividly. And that's something I definitely took influence from in my music, because I love to get as specific as possible so that when people go to Louisville, they'd like to visit that sandwich shop or that street, because that's how I felt in Atlanta. Is I would pass the street sign and say, oh, I remember 3 Stacks. I remember Big Boy saying that exact place. I think the sense of place in Outkast's music I super resonated with.
Also mentioned that Andre is a dream collab. Is that still the case?
Of course, #1 on the list probably.
At the AU, we blew hate to athletes might cake you, but you must have me mistaken with them statements that you make.
10 bands, Drake.
10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands, fuck it, man. Let's just not even discuss it, man. OMG.
I had just gotten my restricted license when If You're Reading This Is Too Late came out. I remember I was listening to nothing but Try Me by Dej Loaf and If You're Reading This. And I would leave school every day and ride down Bardstown Road. I would leave Atherton, ride down Bardstown Road, and I would play Energy and 10 bands as loud as possible with the windows down, hoping to be seen. That's how it made me feel. I just wanted to put on a show. I wanted to be a performer for anyone on the sidewalk or anyone in the car next to me, because the music just turned me up so much. I mean, this is just such a vivid time. This is the moment where I remember vividly this album coming out and me being like, oh, Drake's the best rapper alive. Right then. It was powerful. Powerful.
Another person that you've gotten to work with and collaborate with, like, that must have been crazy as well. Like,
crazy.
And shorty, like, that boy Jack is going places. I know.
It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. He recorded the verse in front of me. Watching him work, not punching in, delivering that whole way through. It's just cool to see a rapper really be a rapper and it not be some packaged thing that a team is putting together. It's a rapper. He can perform the act. He can do it, It might sound like a given, but it's not always like that, I feel like. He has the skill set, which is at the fundamental. It's so cool to see the skill set in real time. The minimalism of his approach, I know he's been known to strip things off of beats, act as a producer in his own way. I relate to that. I like to take things away. I like to reduce down to the bare essentials and then maybe build back up from there. But I think he does a great job of recognizing what's actually necessary. You know, a lot of his greatest songs are so spacious, him and a couple instruments. And I think people forget, just either out of habit or a need to compensate, that you don't need that much sometimes. It's really in the essentials. So that's something I definitely learned from him. I think he's grown tremendously, and I think he actually gets better and better at rapping. Just on a technical level, I think he gets more skilled and he finds new pockets, new flows. Yeah.
We're anticipating his upcoming album. Any thoughts about that?
I'm anticipating it with you.
Do you stay in touch a lot?
We talk.
I've been in the crib with the phones off. I've been at the house taking no.
Suspicious Minds, Elvis Presley.
We can't go on together. We're suspicious.
My dad sang this song at his own wedding. Took the mic and sang to the people that came to his wedding. When you think about it, it's pretty amazing. I wasn't there, but I wish I had been. But my dad would sing this around the house in a lot of these songs, and he would lean into the vibrato in his voice. And now, you know, the way I sing, I like to use vibrato in the same way. So there's just so many things tying this song. To me, it's my dad's favorite song of all time, so I just would hear it a lot, and I love it too. You know, I obviously didn't grow up experiencing the pop culture effect of Elvis in real time. So all you're really left with is the music for the most part. Of course, there's imagery that is compelling, but the music is the thing that you get left with 50 years later. It's such a great reminder to all of us that eventually it's just the music and the context is stripped away. And so I like a lot of his songs. I like a lot of what I heard.
We can't build our dreams on suspicious minds.
You know what's up, Donnell Jones. Could be my favorite song. This is a song, I put it last because I've arrived at this song more in adulthood. And I mean, it's my peak of the night song. Any party I throw, this song's getting played at 1, 2 a.m. right at the peak of the night. And it's getting ran back 10 times. I love this song. But it's been my celebration song for the majority of my career. I mean, anyone close to me knows to put that on after something good happens. If we're riding away in the Sprinter or we're at the party. I would say for most of my career now, that's at least been the song the people closest to me know. Play that, that's gonna make them feel good. It's so funny because, you know, what this interview reveals to me is because you're making me reach for ways to intellectualize my enjoyment of all these songs, and what I keep arriving at is essentially, I like how it sounds. It's just such a nice reminder as an artist. Of course, all the other stuff does matter, but all you gotta do is make something that sounds good to your ear, which was totally the philosophy during Monica. Yeah, I just love the way this damn song sounds. I don't know if you can make a song sound better than this.